thank you for doing something that has gotten our team so excited.
I love that.
Yeah, our clients are often asking for, like, fundraising ideas and, recommending, like, bingo fundraisers and the happy hour the standard stuff gets kind of old for people, and they're always looking for something new. So, can you tell me a little bit more about exactly what you're doing at Convenient MD and why you started it?
Sure. Yeah. So this case was a bit of a no-brainer, and I wish we had thought of it sooner. It was really just leveraging what we already had in our stockpile. We have almost 1,400 employees, so we're constantly ordering new IT, new laptops for our clinics, new laptops for our practice managers. Sometimes, in rare occasions, devices do not even get deployed, right? So we had new items that were in a box, literally fresh out the box. And this was really IT's idea. They came to me and they said, "We're trying to think of a creative solution, a way that we don't need to recycle these 30 plus laptops, pay for recycling on the other end, and maybe even use them for the team members." So I sort of went through, okay, what can we do? We can have team members just have them. We could ask for a small donation. Where would that go? And we quickly landed on, let's just put it right back internally. So it's a double benefit for our team members, right? So they get the device, whether it's for their kiddos, whether it's for more education, classes they're taking, just a surf computer at home, and then they make a donation to Grant Circle. And we talked through, what would a good price point be? What can you get a computer for these days refurbished? We want to make it meaningful for Grant Circle, but also very attainable for our team members. So we got $100 within 24 hours. Catherine, the computers were gone. I mean, I posted it and had immediate, yes, 30 responses just in a simple forms template. Of course, we were very careful to say we won't be managing your device afterwards. This is going to be fully cleaned
Sure.
and ready for you. And then anything else above and beyond that you want to purchase for your computer is yours. So we worked all that language through with accounting and legal, but it was truly a very, very easy deployment. Team members were told, we're not going to be mailing this to you. You have to make it to headquarters and actually pick it up. But again, because we're so used to having our practice managers come to headquarters, it was pretty easy for team members to pick up, coordinate. And it went so well that our IT team actually said, gosh, we're doing this on a pretty regular basis. We're rotating out computers, we're cleaning them
Yeah.
up. So we're sort of always going to have this plethora of devices available if you want to keep this rolling. So we have, and we did just another 7 devices in the last couple weeks. We're also taking down all of our old televisions from our clinics. So these are big,
Mhm.
50, 60-inch
Sure.
screen. And the thought there was, let's get those, let's get that
Yeah.
out there. People might want them for gaming or for the Super Bowl, anything of the likes. And then finally we have desktops. So that's going to be the next thing. But now my brain is sort of always going to use what you have, right?
Mhm.
And just last, I went into our warehouse and we overpaid on scrub sets. So we have for our clinical team members literally hundreds of scrub sets that are sitting collecting dust. They're lovely. They're branded Convenient MD scrubs. And my brain immediately went to $20 donation. I send you a pair of scrubs. I think, long story short, it's really just thinking about what resources do you maybe already have for your team that are available, and just packaging those in a more attractive and again attainable way for the team.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you know how much it's raised so far for the Grant Circle?
So should be right around 3,700, which again I know is a small amount, all things considered, and that truly is probably only 3 or 4 grants for our team members. But with how easy it was, and then on the flip side, we're a B corporation, so seeing that as a way of saving in terms of recycling, right? These devices were great, many of them, as I said, out of the box. So being able to just pass that on instead of something going to a landfill, or worse, was really,
Yeah, and last year in our annual report, we found that across all employer partners, no, so not specifically to Convenient MD, but the median grant size was $750. They're often not applying for the full grant limit,
really.
so it's pretty amazing the impact that even $3,700 can have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the nice thing about doing that too is it's created a bit of a buzz around Grant
Mhm.
Circle for those team members who maybe had heard about it at initial onboarding, but hadn't really seen it publicized. Again, it's
Sure.
been that pull back to, oh, this is pretty cool. I get something and I also give back to the team through Grant Circle. And again, just another way to push out the, hey, if you want to continue giving, you can do so via payroll. And by the way, if you need assistance, here's how you sign up. So just, again, pushing the Grant Circle in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's great. You said it's created kind of a buzz. Have you had any, like, specific feedback from people, from either
I have
executives or employees?
from many people. And I think, it's been an opportunity for team members to A, be able to come to headquarters and connect with some of us while they're here, which they wouldn't typically do. It's been an opportunity to share their stories. So everyone tells me what they're using their device for, and they're very excited to share. Like with
That
a lot of team members that, oh, this is for my kid under the Christmas tree, this is
oh,
gonna be
amazing.
a gift at the holidays. A couple people have told me that they're pursuing higher education in hopes to get another internal role here. So they're taking Excel classes on this device. They're signed up for extra courses, and I love hearing that. So yeah, they're using it as a bridge for the next step, which is great.
Wonderful. Something we've also seen in Grant Circle programs across the board is usage is just kind of going up. It's hard for people, and people have a lot of emergency expenses. So that's, I think, why most people are looking for creative fundraising ideas. Have you seen an increase in usage of your fund in general that made fundraising something to focus on?
For sure. Yeah, we've seen an increase in usage of the fund, and what we were just doing monthly, I realized wasn't sustainable. So I knew we sort of had to get creative and get creative quickly. We never want to have to turn any team members away from the grant too. I mean, if they're eligible in terms of how long they've been here and how tenured they are, and obviously from Grant Circle's side, if it's an eligible grant, application grant, we really want that team member to be funded. So we are gonna keep rolling out and keep being creative to hit that need. And I think it's gonna continue to go up over the next few months just in our current climate before it goes down. And we're very much aware of that. It's also time of year. We knew that the holidays would be a time of request. So we wanted to make sure that those monies were in there during December or
Sure.
January.
Absolutely. So you mentioned TVs and the possibility.
There will always be a
Sure.
readiness for a big screen, an almost free big screen TV. And then again, it's that recycling potential, right? All these devices are still fine. They're just ready to age out of our clinics. They're 3 or 4-year-old TVs. They're great for the kids' video games or
Sure.
for an extra spare TV in the basement.
Great. Can you say a little bit more about what this fundraising effort and the response has done to reflect ConvenientMD's values, and why Grant Circle, or how Grant Circle fits into that?
Absolutely. So, at our core, Species for Purpose program and programs like this that we're launching with our team really reflect our 4 core values. And we start with trust every day. We show up with trust for our team members. We trust in our patients and one another. Good health can't wait. We've realized that healthcare is not at its best right now in our country, and we also realize that it can't wait. And so we've answered with the urgent care and primary care wings of our business. And then uplift others. We're always there to uplift our patients and uplift one another's. We also start by looking outside in. So we're thinking about our patients, or we're thinking about our frontline team members before we're thinking about ourselves. And so I think when we build programs like PCs for Purpose, when we build similar programs that support Grant Circle or other initiatives, we have several CMD CARES initiatives, at Convenient M. We're always thinking with those 4 values. And in fact, when we have meetings around these types of initiatives, we tag it to a value. Does
Mhm.
this hit uplift others? Does this hit start with trust? Does it hit all 4? That's great.
Sure.
That's a real bonus. So really any move we make has to be tagged back to that value or values, and it has to make sense for our team and for our patients. And so again, kind of thinking with that larger hat on a program like PC for Purpose, we're thinking of our team members, they get that device. We're thinking of our team members, that donation goes to Grant Circle, uplifting them in many ways. And then we're thinking about kind of the grander community. We're looking at it from an outside in perspective around the recycling. So, that one is nice. It checks off a lot of our value buckets, and we always lead with those.
That's really wonderful. And it's just so good to hear those words from a client, right? We're often on the other side, just heads down, working on what we do, and to hear what we've built maps back to someone else's values is really, really amazing. So thank you. Thank you for all the work that you're doing. And
It's our pleasure, and we're so happy to be able to have something like Grant Circle for our team members. And I think we can only go up. We're going to continue pushing these smaller initiatives along the way, talking about it from day one with our new hires. So just making everyone aware that this fund exists and it's for them.